everyone, Aza here. So, do you remember that post I did about the different emotes ages ago? Well, the video and the artwork is finally here. I apologise that it's taken so long, I honestly completely forgot about this. But hey, it's here now. I didn't get as many replies as I needed, so I knew that I had to figure out what to do with all the other images. And eventually, I came up with an idea. I created 3 separate wheels, one with the characters, one with the letters, and one with the numbers. I would spin them, and that will be what I draw. I have got 3 images that were suggested by people, by the way, thank you very much for your suggestions, and the rest have been done through, well, the wheels. Anyways, let's get started, shall we? I'll do 6 from the wheels, and then the 3 suggestions I got from people on my DeviantArt. Alright then, enough of the introductions, let's get started. The first image is Waluigi with Emotion 7B. I will admit I was a bit taken aback by this one and wondered what type of situation would cause Waluigi to be like this. And then it hit me. So, for those who may not know, I do in fact ship Pauline and Waluigi. Pauline likes to sing, and due to how extra Waluigi is most of the time, I thought that they would be a perfect match. So my inspiration for this pic was that Waluigi was dancing to one of Pauline's songs, having a blast, only to have Pauline catch him dancing. While Pauline would have been delighted and might have even praised him, Waluigi is a little embarrassed. While Waluigi is normally quite boastful and loves to show off, I would imagine him being a lot more embarrassed with someone he actually likes. Waluigi is a lot more similar to Luigi than he would like to admit. The next image is Yoshi with Emotion 5B. Yoshi, I always see, is always one of the more smarter characters, and I would like to think that he was a lot more sensible than others. For this emotion, I would think that Yoshi has given a suggestion of how to possibly get into Bowser's castle quietly to rescue Peach, but the others decide to go through the old-fashioned way about going through the front door and causing a commotion. Yoshi would agree with this, but very begrudgingly. The next image is Bowser with Emotion 4C. It wasn't too hard to figure out why Bowser would pull this face. Bowser most likely had a plan that he thought was foolproof and that Mario could never get past the obstacle he had put in his way, only for Mario to pass through it with ease. Bowser would have been shocked and would pull this face. Bowser always thinks that he's right, and when he's proven wrong, boy is it funny when he reacts to it. Next up is Donkey Kong with Emotion 2B. Oh dear, I knew that I was going to get one sad one eventually. For this, even though it's quite a sad expression, I still wanted there to be a little bit of humour to it. So I eventually decided that Donkey Kong would be sad because all of the bananas had gone. Is it silly? Yes, but I think it would fit the character well, considering what he's willing to do to go and get all of his bananas back in his games. So it would make sense that he would care for them this much. I don't normally draw Donkey Kong all that often, so it's always nice to draw characters that I don't draw as often as I do other characters such as Mario and Peach. But anyway, still a very fun character to draw. Now for Birdo with Emotion 2G. Speaking of characters that I don't draw that often, Birdo is a character that I actually really like and I think has a lot of potential. For this emotion, I imagine that someone is flirting with the pretty transgender dinosaur, but as we all know at this point, she is with Yoshi, so she has to politely decline. Even though I'm pretty sure she would still be very flattered. I do have a feeling that Birdo is probably asked out a lot by others, but obviously she has standards and morality and has already found the one that she wants to be with. But that doesn't mean she doesn't get flirted to from time to time. So next is Rosalina with Emotion 2C. For this one, I imagined what it was like when Bowser first invaded the Comet Observatory and demanded Rosalina to hand over the Grand Stars. I can pretty much imagine Rosalina putting her foot down before Bowser even got a chance to attack, being that she's not only trying to protect her home, but all the Lumas that live there as well. I wanted to give the picture a very protective, badass mother energy with this pic. I don't normally draw Rosalina, as I've said before, she's one of the characters that I draw the least, But she's still a very fun character to draw regardless, and I had so much fun imagining her as a very protective mother. Oh hey, it's Birdo again. This time with Emotion 4E. This one was by far one of the most difficult ones for me to think about. It's a bit of an odd expression for me, but I eventually decided to have somebody, maybe Luigi or Yoshi, suggesting something, and Birdo being a little bit apprehensive about the decision. Like I said, I wasn't too sure about this one, but like Yoshi, I would think that Birdo was a little bit more sensible than others. So that's the best I could come up for this emote. Next up, Wario with Emotion 9G. Okay, I knew exactly what I was going to do for this one. So, do you guys remember in Mario Golf Toadstool Tour where Wario's golf ball hits Bowser in the eye and then that hilarious chase scene ensues? Well, this is the aftermath. I can see this happening as soon as Wario and Waluigi manage to get away from Bowser. Wario really needs to understand that sometimes it's best just to give up. And I'm sure he has a much better understanding of making sure that his stuff, especially golf balls, do not hit people. Especially people like Bowser who would probably want to rip his head off. Okay, so the last one that we're going to do with the wheel before we get to suggestions. And it is Daisy with Emotion 5D. This one was also pretty tough to do since I had a hard time visioning Daisy as nervous, and I eventually came up with this. Luigi ate a strange mushroom, very similar to what happened in the Bean Kingdom with Mario, and is suffering from bean sickness. And Daisy has just heard what will happen if they do not get the cure. So yeah, role switch for the bros. Luigi being in danger, I think, is the only time I can imagine Daisy making an expression like this. She tries to be cool and collected most of the time, but when it comes to Luigi, I don't think she can hide her worry and affection for the Green Thunder. Okay, now on to the few that were suggested by people. Again, very sorry for the long wait. The first one was suggested by It's Not Zooey, who suggested Luigi with I6. Thank you. With this one, I really liked the idea of Luigi losing control and allowing Mr. L to come to the surface. Anyone who's seen my Halloween PMVs will know exactly what I'm talking about here. However, obviously, they did suggest Luigi, so I still had to keep Luigi in it some way. So, that is why I show the slow fade of red to blue in the eyes, and obviously a tear as Luigi realises what's happening. Poor Luigi. Sorry, but I don't mean to do this to you. The next suggestion is from Meatball1057, who suggested Waluigi with Emotion 3B. Thank you. This one was a lot easier to do than the first one. Waluigi can get very jealous, especially when he doesn't win, which honestly is quite funny, and it's no wonder Waluigi is jealous of Luigi, because in all honesty, Luigi's probably a lot more better at sports than him. So something as minuscule as Luigi beating him in golf would definitely upset him to some degree. And for the final suggestion, this one was suggested by Alana Sirens, I'm really sorry if I mispronounced that, but thank you, who asked for Luigi with Emotion 1H. This was, by far, the most simplest drawing for me to do. I like to imagine Luigi just sitting outside on the patio of his and his brother's house, just enjoying the nice weather. After all of the adventures and shenanigans these two get pulled through, they would definitely need some time to chill down. So, yeah. I would definitely imagine Luigi just sitting and vibing. And that is all of the emotions I am drawing today. I hope you guys loved watching. If you would like to mention another emote with another character, then please let me know either in the comment section below or in the original post that I will link in the description. Also, I will mention that I do have commissions open, so if you would prefer a full illustration of your favourite character or your own character, the details will be in the description. Thank you all for watching, everybody. I'm Aza, and I will see you next time. Alright, bye guys.